Hey guys, a little fun with slabbing here today. Got this log, got our 2x4 set up, wedges. I just cut pieces of wedge to put the 2x4 at an angle so I don't, so that I'm not staying straight on that curve of the log. 28-inch bar, low profile chain. Lumbermate, Granberg makes these more expensive. This one I paid probably 30-40 bucks for years ago. It's not perfect, but it does the job. If you want to get a better cut, then the more money you spend on these, the more precise ones are better. This one works. The only thing I want to do is get my 2x4 set up. I don't like to shut the saw off right away after doing stuff like that. You want to let all the metals kind of form, cool down together. There's our first knot. She's off. We could easily just take this piece as is and have a bench. Now, that's pretty flat. I mean, I see a tiniest little bit of twist in it. Possibly. I mean, we're talking like a 1/8 of an inch or less of variation throughout. It's not a perfect system. It takes practice. You want to keep your rail flat here and keep it flat here, best possible. So your bar's not doing this. That's the beauty of this setup. It's real clean. Quick to set up, affordable, easy to set up, and it works if you take some practice. It took me some practice. Took me a while to get really good with it, to keep it straight and flat all the time, and figure out exactly what I needed it to do for me. And even here, you think about the way the saw is going to run. We're going to be cutting this way. You think about your space here, because now, now it's just basically acts just like a beam maker. You can make beams and posts with this thing. That's the difference between this awesome tool and the fancy Alaska mills. If you want to make beams with an Alaska mill, you're going to be messing around a lot. If you don't mind putting screw holes in your beam, this is a great tool for it. I don't really mind having a little screw hole here and there. That's up to you. We're not doing fine woodworking. and that little screw hole would not hurt the beam structurally at all. So we're gonna do that. This is that saw that I rebuilt. This is that that steel that I'm working on that video. I'm still working on getting the video done, finished up. But this is that saw in that video that I rebuilt from the ground up. Didn't go into the motor, didn't feel like I needed to. That's a good saw. There's that 28-inch old McCulloch bar with the 3/8 LP, 3/8 low profile, aggressive. It cuts good. Keep a new chain on it, it'll cut good. Got our 2x4 set up, wedges. I just cut pieces of wedge to put the 2x4 at an angle so I don't, so that I'm not staying straight on that curve of the log. 28-inch bar, low profile chain. Lumbermate. Granberg makes these more expensive. This one I paid probably 30-40 bucks for years ago. It's not perfect, but it does the job. If you want to get a better cut, then the more money you spend on these, the more precise ones are better. This one works. Want them at least 12. Because they're going to be 18 by 8. I think they ended up being like 18 by 8 by 10 at the end. It depends on the logs. We didn't do it last year because of everything going on. But the 40 vent. 8-inch trophy. So they said they can have little changes in design here and there, but they want it to be all the same looking theme. I think they even have a t-shirt for these on. So I'm going to go a little bit overflow. This is the little Polaroid deal. Bought it at Target or somewhere like that. Yeah, they're cool, they're cheap. But the clips, the quick release clips, they don't, this is a universal kit that I bought. I had to change all this out. The ones that come with the camera look the same, but they're totally useless with other quick release clips. These clips fit with GoPro. I've had GoPros, I've had Vivitar. All those fit together, but these Polaroid ones do not. There's some, I don't know why they changed it. There it is, folks. There you have it. Got us a nice four cut beam. There. 28-inch steel, 28-inch bar, steel 025 chainsaw. Like I said, and you know, and we're running 3/8 LP, low profile chain on this. You do it at your own risk. Risk of injury, risk of ruining your saw, risk of whatever, risk of having too much fun. But you know what? If I look down that, now if this were a beam for building something too, I mean, oh, it's not hateful at all. I could have flipped it over and made a cleaner cut on this side, but we're just hurrying through this. I want to show you how quick this cuts. That's stock chain. That's a stock chain on that thing. I bought that chain, bought 2 of them out of the box, joined them together, and came out here and cut. Didn't do a thing to it. Rips good. For what I need, there you saw it did the job. Stayed fairly tight. That's 4 cuts. There's a, there's a beam. You know, it's gonna get wore out the more you use it, the more you do with it. The only issue with this, you can do whatever you want to do, but you're gonna have to replace that chain often. I can tell you that because I've had issues with it already. You saw earlier in the saw repair video where I repaired that saw. Yeah, I had chain issues with worn out chains. Now here, when you're milling, this is a bad thing. We want to avoid this. That's a run in the wood. That's probably all no good. We're gonna still roll with it. We're gonna dry it out. We're gonna see how bad that crack opens up and develops and what else is there. We got other wood to use. I can always use that. Use those blocks for other things. I'm gonna cut 18-inch blocks out of it. So they're useful for everything, really. For me, they're useful for stands or other blocking, for wheel chocks, or just putting logs on. Awesome. All right, well, thanks for hanging out there, guys. Not a whole lot more to talk about. It was fun, and we'll see you next time.